most definitely. Entertainment clients. I mean, what are we doing if we're not bringing these people up on charges? And now we're going to transition, and I saved this part of the show because I really want to make sure that I do it justice and highlight this person. And this is very unfortunate what has happened to someone in our community. Now, a lot of people may not know what is going on, but there's a gentleman by the name of Tamion Kenon. So, according to news reports from April 2025, a man named Tamion Kenon, 34, was found dead in his cell at the Fort Bend County Jail in Texas. He had been arrested 2 days prior for a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Kenon was alone in his cell. See, let me make this a little bit bigger for you guys. Sorry. He was alone in his cell at his time of death, and the cause of death is currently under investigation by the Fort Bend County District Attorney's office and Texas Rangers. Now, I had just found out about this yesterday. And it was brought to my attention, so I definitely wanted to highlight what was going on here in Texas. And this isn't the only time that somebody has been found unalived in their cell. I think this happened in Alabama too. But what I was trying to find, and what was also brought up, is the family wasn't informed that he had passed away, and they harvested his organs. Now, this has been something that they've actually brought this to the attention, I want to say, of the Attorney General and to HHS, that during COVID in hospitals, they were killing people. They were unaliving them, and they were harvesting their organs right before they died. So, how they were, putting people on respirators, and they were putting healthy people on respirators, and they were harvesting their organs. Yeah, it's crazy. So even here in this report, it says the cause of death is still under investigation. Friday, Kenon was arrested on April 1st on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Last year, the Fort Bend Sheriff's Office reported 2 in-custody deaths. So even before he was taken to this particular jail, they've been killing people. They've been unaliving people in this particular jail, and this is so sad. It says in July, law enforcement officers arrested 44-year-old Pablo Mendero on a disorderly conduct charge. He was initially cleared by medics at the scene and taken to the Fort Bend County Jail, according to the report filed in Texas Attorney General's. Prior to booking, he began experiencing medical issues and was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. An autopsy determined Mendero died from a drug overdose, according to the report filed with the Attorney General's office. Well, the crazy part is, and about these, is they're harvesting these people's organs, allegedly. Okay. And they're telling the families after the fact. Now, Taman's mother, I didn't meet her in person, but I did meet her in a space yesterday. She is going through trying to retain an attorney so that they can investigate and find out what's going on with her son, how he passed away, and why they just harvested his organs without reaching out to the family first, without informing the family. And also, when we see this article, there was more to it. It was actually a situation where he was having a mental episode, and the police were called, and that's how they dealt with it, by taking him to jail. And, when people talk about defunding the police and people get so upset about it, I don't think defunding the police is the answer. I think proper community policing is the answer. Because right now, we have individuals that are said to protect and serve, but do they even know the people that they're protecting and serving? And do those people know the police officers, right? And are we really training police officers to be, you know, borderline psychologists and understand the difference between somebody having a mental breakdown and somebody being violent and actually understanding what's happening, right? And April Shower says there was no assault either, right? So this person didn't try to fight the police. They appeared violent, right? When somebody's yelling and screaming, again, they're having a mental breakdown. There should be a special division of the police. And I think there are some police departments working on that from around the country to learn how to de-escalate before they just go straight to, I'm going to shoot this person, I'm going to arrest this person, I'm going to, you know, take the situation in another direction that's not beneficial for anyone. Because if he was having a mental breakdown, he should have been taken to a hospital and put on a 5150 hold to make sure that he was mentally stable, or just to find out what was wrong. Why was he so upset? He may not have he may have been on medication. We don't know. There's so many answers to these things, but to know that this young man passed away in 2 days in his cell, he was alone in his cell, just that, how did he pass? And then his organs were harvested. What is really going on? And their family wasn't notified. So this is something that we really need to have investigated. And so I'll make sure when I repost this, that I repost a link where you can, if you can help financially, or if you know of any attorneys that would be willing to take this case on, because the family does want this investigated, and this will be dropped if not. You know, um, this is in Texas. So, Senator Ted Cruz, I need you on this. I'm not sure with other individuals in Texas. I know Jasmine Crockett's there. This is one of those situations where, okay, where is Jasmine Crockett on this? If this happened in Texas, why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you saying what happened to this young man and championing the cause since you have the platform? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, there are things that we don't agree on in politics, but this is something that we can agree on should never be happening to anyone. And that's what needs to happen and change.